fuck you doing?
Remember that name, Good Pizza, with 3 Z's, baby, 3 Z's.
What's up, guys? It's your boy JP, Good Pizza. Yo, this week we got a very special guest. We got a comedian in the house. My boy Ngaio came through to tell his story about his come up in Northern California, how he's involved in the cannabis culture, and how long he's been a comedian, and all the dope comedians he's worked with over the years, and all the cannabis brands he's worked with. This is a very cool story. I think you guys are gonna really enjoy this episode. There's plenty of ball breaking. So we'll see y'all on the show. Peace, love, Good Pizza. Ngaio, what's going on, my guy?
I'm feeling pretty good, JP.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming through, man.
Thanks for having me over, man.
Sure,
I haven't seen you in a minute. Was it Richmond, 710? Was it?
Nah, it was Hash Hole Day.
Hash Hole Day. That was 710 in Richmond.
710. Was that 7? No, it was 11.
No, 11:30. 11:30.
11:30.
Because 710 plus 420 is 11:30.
There it is.
That's
there
why.
it is.
That's why.
We were close.
Yeah.
We were close.
We were close.
We were close.
Are those tips?
Yeah, these are all tips and shit. I'm a fucking nerd with it.
Man, are you a Virgo? What's going on out here?
What that mean?
Virgos are known to be super detail oriented, slightly.
Oh, no, I'm a
ACP
Gemini,
about shit.
bro. I'm a fucking.
Oh, so it depends.
Yeah, it depends, bro.
Yeah, it
depends on
depends
who
on
you
the day.
asking, where we
Sure.
at.
I'm an Aquarius with a Virgo moon, so
And
every
Gemini
once in a
season's
while I
coming.
get serious.
Gemini season's coming, so get ready for
Oh,
us
so
to
happy
be annoying.
pre-birthday then.
Thanks,
Your birthday's
bud.
coming up.
Appreciate it, man. My birthday falls on National Plug Day.
National Plug Day?
Yeah, it's
weed
crazy.
or butt?
Weed.
Okay.
Weed plug. Well, any plugs. Shit.
Hey.
Oh, come
Welcome
on,
to National
son.
Butt
Damn.
Plug Day, son.
See, I have a fucking comedian on here. He's breaking my
This
balls
guy's a
already.
fucking comedian.
This guy's a
Everybody's
fucking
a fucking
comedian.
comedian. Hundreds of comedians out of work. This fucking guy shows up on my fucking podcast.
Where we fucking find this guy? Speaking of James Loud,
Yeah.
that's how, you know what I mean? He was like, yo, you gotta get my man on the show. I was like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yo, I do.
Yeah,
That
see?
sounds like a good fucking
See,
idea.
I'm not bad.
Here we
not
are.
bad. So it's good to be back.
Yeah, good to be here, man.
And I live
Good
in
to see it.
Sacramento, so
So I hear,
people
man.
always forget that.
Are you from Sac, bro?
No, I'm from San Francisco. I was born and raised
No,
in.
I ain't from fucking Sacramento.
No, it's not like.
Fuck.
Listen.
No, that's how
I
you
love
make us
Sacramento.
talk, bro.
I've adopted Sacramento. I've been in
Okay.
Sacramento since at least 2008, but I've been performing in Sacramento since 1989.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, wow. 89,
So I know
son?
my way around Sacramento, dog. Like Sacramento's not. Yeah, I'm an OG.
I didn't even hop off the porch, bro.
Bro, were you even a gleam in your daddy's eyes in
Yeah,
1989?
83, bro.
Oh,
83,
83,
I
bro.
seen the, you know,
I
I
was a
lived through
junior
the
in high
first,
school.
I lived through the first time Mets won the World Series, baby.
Wow.
Second time. First time in my life,
That's
though.
impressive.
You know what I'm saying?
That's impressive. I remember when the Warriors won their first NBA championship, 1975. I used to be able to name the starting five. Who was it? It was, Clifford Ray, Phil Smith, Keith Wilkes before he was Jamal Wilkes, Rick Barry, and I always forget the fifth guy. My dad could tell you.
No doubt.
No doubt. You
No
got a
doubt.
variety. No, I've been out here for a minute. So
That's
it's
what's
nice.
up, bro.
It's nice to be out
what's
here.
up.
When did you get out here from New York?
Jersey, but
From Jersey? Oh, sorry.
2017.
What exit?
Everybody exit one. I like this guy. This guy knows what's up. 149 Bloomfield Ave, baby. or exit 40 on 78 or exit 11 on 78. You feel
Okay,
me? Depends
there you
on
go.
where I'm at. You know what I mean?
So what? I don't even know what town that is in Jersey.
So I was born in Plainfield.
Okay.
I moved to Washington, New Jersey when I was 9.
All right.
Then our parents split up when I was 12. Then I was kind of back and forth from Washington to Montclair. So
Okay.
back in Essex County.
Sure.
And then lived in Elizabeth for 5 years until 06. Then I moved to Easton, PA.
Eastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Easton,
That's
Pennsylvania.
close to Jersey, though, right? Like Pennsylvania.
It's
and
the
Jersey?
border. It's you go over the
okay.
bridge or across the Delaware, you in Easton.
So you go from pizza to cheesesteaks?
Yeah, pretty quick. Pretty
Or is
quick.
Eastern PA still kind of
Nah.
like Jersey light? Or is it
Nah,
full on
bro, it's a fucking
Pennsylvania?
switch,
It's
bro.
a culture shock.
It's a switch. You cross
Right.
the water, these people are different.
Right.
These people are
Right.
different.
It's like going to Berkeley from San Francisco.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. You're like, yo, how? And then you get back on the Jersey side, you're in Pittsburgh, Phillipsburg. Is
Okay.
the most, oh man,
What do they call it?
bro, the Dirty Bird,
The
bro.
Dirty
It's
Bird.
the most low class of white people you've ever met in your life. Mixed
I
with
don't know. I've been to
mixed with
Bakersfield.
some other kid. You know what I mean?
I've been to
it's-
Wenatchee, Washington.
It is the fucking most depressing scene I've ever. You know what I mean? It's
Sure.
just,
Sure.
you know. Anyway,
Hey,
yeah. Shout out to the
we can talk
bird,
about
man.
it. Shout out to the
Shout out
bird.
to the bird, bro.
Shout out, peace in your hood. I wish everybody peace in their hood.
Respectfully. No, Berg's cool, man. We had some cool times there.
I'm sure. I'm
Made some
not
money.
mad at it.
Hurt some feelings. You know. What are you gonna do?
You hurt some feelings. You probably healed a few hearts too, though, right? Don't just walk around hurting
I don't know if I healed any hearts in Phillipsburg, New Jersey,
no?
bro.
Just breaking hearts in Phillipsburg, New Jersey.
Nah, we were just terrorizing the town type shit, you know. It was
Straight out the trap.
Something, yeah. There was a lot of trapping going on.
Old school.
Bro. Yeah, hand to hand, fucking.
Hand to hand.
A lot of I come
dropping
from that,
dimes
bro.
on them.
Yeah, dimes, real shit. Not snitching either.
I remember when dimes. Man, okay.
Spitting
let's
cracks
talk
out my
about it.
teeth and shit.
Let's
you know
talk
what I'm
about it
saying?
because that's one of those things. Like when the language changed, when somebody said dropping dimes and didn't mean snitching, I was confused the first time I heard that. Right? Because dropping dime, and you know, it's one of those things because payphones don't exist anymore. Like a payphone call was 10 cents. So if you dropped a dime, it meant you were going to the payphone, you put your 10 cents in, and then you call and you start snitching. But then when you started handing off dime bags hand to hand, it was called dropping dimes. And then that became a metaphor for an assist in basketball. It went from the drug game to the pro game.
See, I didn't know that.
Right. So if you have 8 assists, you drop 8 dimes. So either you handing out sacks.
That's just always been snitching in my book. So I steer clear from that one. You know
it was snitching in the beginning, dropping dimes, but then it changed to handing off the weed or the crack or whatever, a dime piece.
Yeah,
I never stood on the corner like that. I used to move a pound or two, but nothing serious. I never been a criminal.
Yeah,
I've been an outlaw a couple times.
It was the 90s, bro. It was Jersey in the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
It was Jersey in the 90s.
We were broke. Nobody was watching us. We were latchkey kids. You feel me?
I ain't mad at you.
Single mom life. You know?
You're not technically Gen X though, right? You're technically a millennial.
Nah, you know what? It's crazy. I technically am. Yeah, it's weird. Like, no, you're not. I resonate with Gen X.
1980 is the cutoff for Gen X.
Thank you, bro.
We could. You know, we'll grandfather you in or whatever.
Millennials, bro.
No, you're a millennial, dog. Don't get it twisted. But we'll grandfather you in.
Thanks,
man. You can
I
have
appreciate
it. Gen X status.
I appreciate it, man. I got jumped in.
But I don't know.
I'm beneficial. Literally.
Fair enough.
Yeah, good times.
I mean,
man.
it depends. Like, you have to name some bands that you saw in the 80s, really, for that to count.
Yeah, for sure.
Or in the early 90s.
Like, you know, I was a big Nirvana head, Metallica head, Beastie Boys crazy, like, you know.
I saw the Beastie Boys on their first tour.
No shit, man. That's dope.
Yeah,
that's
the License to Ill tour.
License to Ill, bro.
Yeah. The place like 600 people was them and Fishbone.
No shit, packed. Man.
Fishbone turned it out. It was a good time. You wear gloves.
No, just to break up the weed, because I roll with these tips, and then if I break this sticky up, it's just gonna take me forever, bro.
Bro, this is like a fucking operation. Should I be
we
standing here
around.
handing you like suture, scalpel, suction? What's going on, dog? Bro. You need me to mop your brow and shit. Cool. Like, you out here like I'm the weed nurse.
The crazy shit is most people roll with gloves to keep the hand oil off. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
But that makes it too sticky. You're using the gloves to keep.
I gotta get the sticky off so I can actually roll this motherfucker.
I mean, I like it when my fingers are a little sticky. I like to.
Yeah, it works, bro. If you're rolling blunts or like just you don't really care about how your roll turns out, I gotta roll these like if you don't catch this
how
fucking
many are
tip,
you rolling, dog?
Just like 4
for like an hour.
Just like 4.
All right.
Yeah, you just don't worry, bro.
I'm not worried, bro. Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Take care of these.
Don't worry your pretty little head. You'll be all right.
Don't worry about it, kid.
Don't worry about it.
Forget about it. Forget about it.
No te preocupas.
No te preoccupare di niente.
No.
Don't worry about nothing.
Je ne parle français. I also don't speak Italian.
Okay. No,
I can understand a little Italian because I can speak a little Spanish, and I'm a nerd, so I like Latin words.
No doubt.
I was just.
You speak Goombonics pretty well though.
I can speak Goombonics.
Yeah.
No, forget about it.
Forget about it.
This fucking guy.
How you doing?
How you doing? What, you gonna throw a fuck at her? That's a Boston one.
How the fuck you doing? That's fucking great. That's good.
They like to throw you some shit. I'll throw you a beating. I throw a fucking her so fast.
I'll throw you a beating.
I throw you a beating.
That's a good one. That's old school. I'll throw you a beating.
I'm gonna throw you a beating.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Shout out to Boston. I can't fucking stand that accent, bro. It's tough, dude. And Boston, much love, bro.
I've been to Boston 3 or 4 times, and I'm not mad at anybody, but I'm always a little bored when I'm there.
No shit.
It's just, I don't know what it is. It's just, there's not.
Never hung out there.
I was think there'd be more to do. I mean, and listen, if you're a history nerd, Boston is awesome.
No
they
doubt,
got all kind of little plaques and statues and walks and shit. You could take a look at it. Here in 1756, these dudes fought about some shit, which led to this, which led to that, blah, 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 blah. But like, I don't know. I couldn't find a good nightclub. I wasn't really, I don't know if I was hanging out with the right people. I was in the right, I don't know, dog. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. I was just bored. It's not like New York where you could just find shit to do. You could have an adventure. Hell,
shit could be so random.
Hella random. You just bump into some cat. Oh yeah. And then all of a sudden you at a house party. It's 3 a.m. and then the jazz band shows up. You never know, bro.
Yeah.
Boston, I just can't. Sometimes some cities you can't catch the vibe. Like I catch the vibe in Barcelona. I catch a vibe in Berlin.
Definitely caught vibes.
I can catch a vibe in Austin, Portland. Dude, I can catch a vibe in Tucson, Arizona. But like,
for some reason,
fucking the Boston vibe eludes me.
Boston did not deliver.
It eludes me. So if you see me out here in Boston, invite me over. Show me what's up.
Show me what's up.
Show me what's up.
Yeah, man. I mean, yo, for example, I went out. I had 420 weekend. We was in New York, and I worked my ass off, and I really couldn't go out and party or do nothing the whole time until Sunday night, Easter Sunday, and Sunday night.
Yeah.
So like, I went out then, and we still found something to do.
Yeah,
we still found something to do. Now it wasn't as popping, but we still had something to do.
It's New York, dog. You can find something to do at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday.
That's a fact, bro.
That's a fact. New York,
get a meal on the curb.
I'm so glad that I didn't move to New York when I was young, because I would have probably been dead just from lack of sleep.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
Because New York keeps me awake. Because the energy of that whole city just kind of it kind of keeps me awake.
It really does, bro. It's a thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah. I love it, though. I've only been a couple, 3 times.
2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times. I bought some weed in Washington Square Park.
How you doing? I sell a lot of weed in Washington Square Park.
I don't think I bought weed from you.
Nah, I don't think so. Were you there this year?
I went there. I was there last December.
Last December, nice.
To go see Fish at Madison Square Garden.
Oh,
and,
tight.
Talk to some homies and shit.
Tight.
And that one smells pretty good.
Thanks, man.
That's not
Here, break that open and smell it. That's the baker from Blueprint.
It's got that old school skunkiness.
There's skunkiness, a little cookie vibe, little fucking...
Almost a runt.
You know what I'm saying?
It smells like that old OG, old Bubba style used to get. I remember one time in LA, I was smoking some shit like this.
Yeah, I like this one. This is a good batch, too. Really nice batch.
A parking lot at the Safeway. And then I got out the car, and I'm walking toward the grocery store, and this old lady, she's probably 80, 85, walks up. She's like, "Is there a skunk around here?"
Oh, I love that.
I'm like, "Yeah, probably. I think he went that way."
You went that way. Oh, shit.
That's pretty good, though. What's this one?
The baker.
The baker. The baker.
The baker.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
And it's crazy because I've seen this a couple times, and the way it expressed itself this round is totally fucking different, which is cool. I love to see weed, the same strain, express itself differently once you dial it in and do your tweaks.
Different cuts, different growers. You can get the same grower or 2 different growers, the same cut.
That's a fact, bro.
I'm about to pop a bunch of shit when I get home, as a matter of fact.
Oh yeah, you popping some seeds, doing a little hunt?
Yeah, we'll see what happens, dude. I'm not an expert grower.
Me neither.
I grow according to feel and hope.
Feel and hope, yeah.
We just feel it out, hope for the best. I try to keep the bugs off of it and give you some water, but I'm not one. Yeah. The water's got to be pH 7.3, bro, and it gets 12.3 hours. I'm like, dude, throw that shit outside, see what happens. Weed knows what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. It's a weed.
Right, it's a weed. Like, I mean, listen,
it might not be the best version of what it could have been.
It's easy to grow weed. It's hard to grow good weed.
Yeah,
but I could grow average everyday weed. And it's just nice to have some weed in fall and Christmas. Like, hey, man, I made you some weed butter. Or take this. Yeah,
that's very thoughtful.
Shit. Yeah. I'm trying to, my whole plan for next year is I want to sell, because now you can sell hemp seeds.
Oh, yeah.
You can sell cannabis seeds nationally, anywhere.
That's
cannabis seeds aren't against the law.
Yeah.
Right? So I would like to incorporate that into my merch as like a novelty.
You should.
Right, so after my show, you can just buy a bag of backdoor phenotype.
That's tight.
Right, Ngaio's backdoor weed, which sounds kind of funky.
I like that.
My backyard weed.
What's up, guys? It's your boy JP Good Pizza. Just taking a quick second to shout out my sponsors over at Grove Bags. Listen, it's an exclusive proprietary bag, and here's why we love them. Let's talk terpene preservation. This is the best environment for storing your cannabis. It keeps your cannabis at 58 to 62% humidity at all times. It's like your cannabis is living in San Diego year-round with the best weather. Terpene and flavor longevity. That's important. It inhibits microbial growth. No mold, Kujin. Let's talk light protection. UV rays and good pizza don't mix. It also increases shelf life. Guys, if you have your flower in a dispensary, please use Grove Bags. We all know that stuff sits sometimes. This is gonna be your saving grace for flower that sits on that shelf longer than it should. Don't mess around with the pizza. Use promo code Good Pizza with Treezies. Tell them Good Pizza sent you. We'll see y'all back on the show. So you just got back from Germany, didn't you?
I just got back from
How was that,
Berlin,
bro?
Germany. I was at the International Cannabis Business Conference. Shout out to all my ICBC homies.
Nice, bro.
Cannabis, Europe's largest cannabis business-to-business conference. It was always a great time. This is like our 8th year there. I'm the host and MC.
Oh, no way. Nice, dude.
Germany legalized weed last year.
Yep.
So it's
I'm
been
aware.
pretty good. You can smoke weed, and they're pretty liberal about it too.
I heard
you can smoke weed in the
fuck.
street. No, they give even less of a fuck. I mean, Berlin only gave a little bit of a fuck back in the day anyway.
No
But
shit.
now they don't. Their basic rule is kind of like, don't be a dick. Like if you see some kids in the park, dude, go to a different part of the park. Don't just
No
be standing
doubt.
there.
That's regular shit.
Right, that's regular
human
shit. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I smoked some pretty good weed, man. I bought some weed at the weed club, or not the weed club, but at the reggae club, and it was like $30 or 30 euros for 2 grams,
Okay.
which was kind of expensive, but I'm a tourist.
You know how that go.
You know how
eat
I
that.
go.
You gotta
I
eat
was
that.
just like, bro, let me just get this bag. I'm not tripping. I
sure.
tried to negotiate a little bit, right?
The California and me couldn't help it.
Dog, I'm from California.
Yeah,
like,
no.
but 15 a gram seems kind of high. But it was good. It smelled like Trainwreck or Jack Herrera. Had that nice piney smell. It had a
Yeah.
nice up high. It was
Yeah.
a clean white ash. Like it was a good. So I
Tight.
wasn't really mad at it,
Tight.
And they have a very strong medical cannabis industry out there too. Like almost everybody signed up. It doesn't take much to do anymore, and so they got about 1 million people on the medical cannabis, and the pharmacy will deliver it to you, and you can get 5 grams for about 35 euros, and it's all pretty good.
Delivered by a pharmacy.
Delivered to the pharmacy will bring it to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's different.
And they're about to open up some weed social clubs and shit too. My homie had a little sneak preview of his spot, which is out in Charlottenburg, which is like 15, 20 minutes from the center of Berlin. Okay. And it was a cool spot, dog. Like it was big. It was big like a Barcelona club, big like Choco in Barcelona. You could hold a couple hundred people in there, and it had a bar, and it was just really cool. It had big digital screens and shit. He wouldn't let me take pictures. I mean, I took some pictures, but I'm not going to show them to anybody till after they open.
For sure.
For sure, because I try to be polite. The Germans like to follow rules.
Okay. Good to know.
And they're good at paperwork. It's like a country full of Virgos.
Oh, shit. That's tight, bro.
But no, man, I always liked Berlin. I had a really good time in Berlin the whole time. And the thing out there too is they don't really share joints. Everybody rolls their own joint.
Because they're little swing ping joints. So like this is a fat boy for them.
That's a fat boy for them, and also everybody wants to mix it with a little tobacco too, right?
Man.
And they all have their
Spicy
own
joints.
And they all have their own formula. Some people like this much tobacco, some people like a little tobacco, blah 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 blah. And so,
Bro, I seen that shit in Barcelona, dog.
Yeah.
All my Italian homies that I finally got to meet for the first time, they smoking the spicy joints.
they smoke the spliff, bro.
Straight hash with tobacco,
Dude,
bro. I'm
my
like, what
homie
is you
Michael out on
doing,
YouTube,
brother?
you can look him up. He's like Germany's biggest YouTube weed celebrity.
Oh, nice,
Right?
nice.
What's
Kind of
his
like
name?
Drew is sharing, but the German version.
Yeah, Michael Knot, Knot. Look him
Okay.
up on YouTube. That cat will put weed and tobacco in the bong.
Oh,
and I'm
that's
outing him.
fucking
He
diabolical,
he
son.
likes to try to keep that a secret, but I'm always staring at him like, bro, I can't hit tobacco in a bong. That shit'll
Nah,
kill you,
dog.
bro. But he rides his bicycle everywhere. That's the thing.
Oof.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Bro,
thinking about it.
Watch this. You know Adam Ill?
Yeah.
You ever see the blazen dabs they do?
No.
Bro, he'll roll a blunt in a wood
Yeah.
or a brother's broadleaf, whatever, put it in a rosin press out that, and he calls it blazen.
Oh my God.
Bro, no bullshit, bro.
That's giving me
Yeah, it's wild.
the
son.
mouth sweats. You know how when you take that one
Yeah,
hit and you
bro.
just can't, you just
Yeah. And your
I can
lungs
feel
ain't the
that.
same for the rest of the day.
No, for the rest of your life,
And you got
probably.
nah, for real. For real, for real.
That's crazy talk.
It is crazy talk.
But yeah, no, it's a good time, man.
Yeah, shout out to Berlin, man.
Shout out to Berlin. I can't wait to go back.
Are you going for a Mary Jane?
I look me like a dumbass. Booked a gig in Tri-Cities, Washington. Well, not like a dumbass, because I got homies out there.
Nice.
Shout out to all my homies. Shout out to Joker's Comedy Club
Hell
in the
yeah.
Tri-Cities. Come on out, see me June 20th and 21st.
Fire.
Or June 19th and 20th. So I'm not going to be in Berlin for Mary Jane. I went to Mary Jane a couple years ago, though.
Okay.
It's a good time. It's going to be even bigger this year.
That's why
they had to move it. They had to move it. I've been to Mary Jane. I've been to Cannabis. I haven't been to too many other ones, but I've been to a couple Cannabises.
Tight. You get around, man.
Yeah, man. International.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm trying to go to Thailand. Take me to Thailand.
I fucks with it.
Come out. Have you been to Berlin? Have you been to Barcelona?
I've been to Barcelona. We just did Cannabis.
I didn't see you in Cannabis.
Nah,
I was
crazy.
there. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
That shit gets thick, bro.
I go to Cannabis for maybe 6 hours on one day because that shit is so crowded. It rained hella hard that one Friday.
Bro, that sucked.
Yeah. So, because we did the International Cannabis Business Conference on that Thursday. And then the Friday, I was hella tired because we've been working pretty hard. And I got up and it was raining crazy hard. And I was like, I'm not taking the train in the rain to the Spain. And all of a sudden, it's my favorite lady. The train in Spain is fucked up in the rain.
Right.
So I waited till like that Sunday. I think I went a little bit
Sunday
Saturday,
was peace.
and I went Sunday too.
Yeah.
I try to avoid Saturday because Saturday's when everybody goes.
Yeah, for sure.
That was the last one.
Yep.
That was the last one.
Legend has it.
They're moving it to Bilbao.
And
it was the last one in Barcelona. It wasn't the last one.
Everybody's like, yo, that shit's gonna be whack, son.
No, it's not. Bilbao was fire, son. Listen.
But no, this is the trappers talking because it's like, yo, we got to get the work out there, and then we got to shoot that shit up north, and that shit's a risky ride. You feel me?
It is a risky ride.
So I understand.
It is a risky ride because the train security is pretty secure because they had a terrorist attack on a train 15-something years ago. Right, because when I was first there getting on the train, I was like, why is the security on this train so crazy? And then I looked up some things. They were like, oh, yeah, somebody tried to blow up some shit, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. But Bilbao was cool, man. Bilbao is nice. Bilbao is a little more mellow. As much as I love Barcelona so much, I've been there 8, 9, 10 times. Every time I'm in Europe, even if my plan isn't Barcelona, I always throw a few days in Barcelona into the plan. Like,
great city.
Hey, fly me out of Barcelona.
Great city.
I'll find my way to Barcelona. You fly me into Berlin, but fly me out of Barcelona because I got to go stop by and see the homies, do the things. And
yeah, man, I made some cool friends out there.
I'm fully aware of the irony of this statement. There's too many fucking tourists. Right?
Oh, that's a fact, bro. That place is flooded.
It's flooded, bro. They don't know how to act. Right? You're supposed to come to Barcelona and just be tranquilo and enjoy the shit.
Yeah, bro.
Weed, eat some food, kick it, walk around, go to the Sagrada Familia, check out the little Gaudi castle or park or some shit.
Yep.
And you're not just supposed to be drunk and loud and shitting in the street and pissing off the neighbors. You make it bad for everybody, bro.
Don't be a jerk off.
That's the first rule. Don't be a dickhead.
You know?
For crying out loud, get a load of this fucking guy.
What's the matter with you?
Listen. When the city has to put signs up in the park saying, "Hey, please don't shit here,"
That's wild.
That's when you know that the tourists are out of control, right?
That's a good sign.
It's a good sign and a bad sign.
I'm willing to throw a couple of dollars on a bet that might have been in the fucking Americans. That might be for the Americans. No,
it's the Limeys.
The who?
The Limeys.
Who that?
The Brits. The Brits get to come out here.
The Brits out there wilding.
And they get out of control, bro. And no
shit. All right, cool. It wasn't us for once.
No, the Americans, listen, the only problem you have with the Americans is we just, especially the Californians out there, is we forget that weed is technically still illegal in Spain.
Bro,
so we just sit out there in the cafe with a fucking cortado and fat pure joint.
Listen.
Not even a little tobacco to kind of mask it up. Right? I'm just pure skunk, Bubba, haze, whatever. Right, and my coffee in the cafe, in the street, just in the middle of the street.
Yeah, everybody's telling me, don't move like that. So it's cool. Like, bro, I'm from the East, bro. I just go back to Jersey, 99, 7,
you gotta treat it like pre-legalization.
And I just move militant.
You just be smooth. Bro. Be smooth. Smoke that shit in the alley. They don't care if you're in the alley smoking a joint before you go to the club or whatever.
Yeah, bro.
But if you're just out there.
I spent most of my life living like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing.
I try to explain it to cats, and
but I understand.
Like, we work so hard. I'm like, yeah, but you're not in California right now.
I understand, bro. California, how you fucked up, bro. Because I go home while I'm smoking this shit, and I'm like, oh, dude, whoa.
In the early days, before it was much more acceptable in other parts of the country, I used to freak people out because we were in New Orleans one time doing a benefit show for what is
Katrina?
it? Americans for Safe Access. This is pre-Katrina.
Okay.
Right. And so just for some reason, we were just feeling it that one time. And so we're in the French Quarter just rolling fat ones and just smoking them right outside the bar and shit.
Yep.
And people are staring at us like, are you how can you just be, bro, what are you doing?
How are you doing this?
How are you doing this? So I'm like, well, first of all, be cool, relax.
Cool, man. Chill out.
Right?
Making
Quit
shit
acting
hot.
like you do. Right. Right. Because I used to sit in the patio of the bar in Austin, Texas in the 90s and just fire one up. And it's as long as you stay cool.
Be cool,
and
man.
don't be staring around, trying to hide it and shit. Like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
just sit here and smoke
I got you
this
got a cigarette,
joint.
bro. Relax.
Just relax. Just smoke this joint like it's a natural thing to do on a Friday night while you chilling.
And nobody would expect a guy like you to be smoking a joint.
Right, right.
The dreads and shit.
That's just what he does. He's not bothering anybody.
Chill out, bro.
Bro, he's just smoking a joint. He's been tipping good, right?
Yeah,
He
right,
bought a
right,
beer.
right.
He's tipping good. Leave that dude alone.
Yeah, take
Are you
it
putting
easy.
2 different flavors in there?
No.
Oh, because sometimes I like to do that.
Sometimes I do. I do a little blend.
Sometimes I do a blend. Sometimes I do a side by side and see if I can tell when the flavor changes.
Yeah, I do like doing those.
Yeah,
I do like doing those.
yeah. They're fun.
You know what I've been seeing lately in the hash hole world? They do a little snake of one flavor rosin and then another change up flavor. And
Yeah, there you go.
Those are cool. I haven't experienced that yet, but my buddies on Proper Doinks, they've been doing some battles.
They should do like 4 or 5 different.
I've
ones.
heard like, yo, bro, you could taste that shit changing,
Oh
bro.
yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
For you, be a
If
connoisseur.
you got quality rosin, yeah, it'll work out for you.
If you got quality rosin, do.
So yo, let's bring it back, man. Like, where you from? Like,
I'm from
what's
San
the story,
Francisco,
kid?
California.
What was the come
Born
up
and
like,
raised. Class of Mission High, class of 19. You gotta tighten this up a little bit, bro.
Yeah, that one's a little.
There we go.
Yeah,
Use my man strength.
there you go, buddy.
Grew up in San Francisco. Right? Became an activist probably around 1990. Started smoking weed in college, so that's probably 1985, 1986.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm 57, man.
Okay.
Right? I got
good,
to see
kid.
the Beastie Boys. My first concert ever was the Jackson 5.
No way. That's a
Way,
legend.
bro, way. Used to see Primus for $6 or a joint because I knew the
Primus
fucking
for
doorman.
$6.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I saw one of Counting Crows' first concerts. They were opening for my homie's band, as a matter of fact.
Damn.
And my girlfriend at the time, she hated them. She's like, oh, these guys are fucking terrible. I was like, these guys are going to be so big, you have no idea.
Yeah.
And then like 6
Yeah.
months later, Mr. Jones and me.
Right.
Stereo.
MTV days, bro.
Yeah.
When they had music videos, yeah.
Right. So yeah, man, I got into cannabis activism on kind of in what do they call it, enlightened self-interest level, because I like weed a lot and I think it should be free, or I didn't want to go to jail for it, so nobody should have to go to jail for it.
Yeah.
And I started reading Jack Harris' books. Then I met Jack. I met Eddie Lepp. I was hanging out with Don Duncan and Debbie Goldsberry. So when they were from Cannabis Action Network and Americans for Safe Access, and shout out Steph Scherer. And so, and I travel a lot. I was a stand-up comedian at the same time too, right? So I'm playing Seattle and they do the Seattle Hemp Fest. So I would just show up there. I talked my way on stage there one time and then they invited me back. Like the first time I heard about it, I called the number on the thing because this is before emails and shit, right? So I called the number, but nobody called me back from the flyer that I saw on the telephone pole or whatever.
Yeah.
But then the next time I was in Seattle, I had seen another flyer and my name was on it. I was like, but nobody called me. I feel bad that I didn't show up. So I remember my hippie magic where you just kind of have to show up anyway.
Yeah.
And then just talk your way in and then prove you can do it. That's how hippies do it, right?
Yeah.
So I showed up one year and talked my way on stage and then crushed it. And then they were like, you got to come back next year. And then they're like, you got to come back next year. And then they're like, hey, do you want to host this stage? I'm like, yeah, I do, bro. Right? So I was the host. I was the host for the Seattle Hemp Fest. Not the host. Yes, the host, but a host on one of the stages. So they used to have like 6 or 7 stages. That if you never went to a Seattle Hemp Fest, dog, there'd be 100,000 people in the park.
Yeah, never been to Seattle,
every
bro.
day.
Never
Never been to
Washington.
Seattle. Seattle's cool, man. Seattle's cool.
I hear.
No,
Hear
it's
great
a
things.
good time. It's a good time.
I don't not want to go. There's a lot of places like I want to go before then. That keep
Like where
popping
you
up.
want to go?
Bro, I'm a beachy kind of, let's get out of the country and, hit a beach or something. You know what I
Just
mean?
roll up the coast, bro. Hop on the Highway 1, roll
Not
up.
rainy. Not, I don't like the rainy.
Not if you go in July, baby. Not if you go in August. That was the thing. The third weekend in August was the Seattle Hemp Fest, right? And I used to tell people, because you'd be out there and it'd be 83 degrees, right? Maybe it rains for 10 minutes. Maybe, but it's 83 degrees, it's 85 degrees, it's fucking sunny and beautiful and hot, and all the cats, because everybody's coming from all around the world and shit, and they're like, man, maybe I should move to Seattle. I'm like, yes, but you should come back in December 1st and double check. Don't let this August weather fool you, bro, because I've been here in March. And I've been here in June, and it's completely different. Bro, don't just let it.
Same shit, bro.
Don't let it fool you, bro.
My homies,
you get caught by surprise.
My homies are out here, go out to New York in the summertime. Like, it's amazing. I'm gonna move there. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you,
come back in December.
Yes, it is amazing right now. Go in December, January, February.
Yeah,
get back with me.
20 years ago, I tried to talk all my homies. I was like, listen, we could all move to Detroit.
we could
buy a block, because you could buy a block for $50,000 as a team.
Yes, bro,
right?
And it come with all the bullet holes and fucking all the crack houses. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking with you.
Not at that point. Like maybe a few, but like, you know,
This was back in the day?
I grew up in the hood. Yeah, it was back in the day when Detroit was just dirt cheap.
Totally kidding.
When Detroit was just dirt cheap.
I'm not really a big fan of the Midwest, you know what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
For living.
I understand.
Personally.
I understand. Although I love Chicago, but I couldn't
love Chicago,
I couldn't live in Chicago because I was there in the winter of '93. Yeah, and it was, bro, no.
Chill.
No, I'm good on not being able to leave the house because your lungs will freeze.
Yeah.
Right? But I like Chicago.
I love Chicago.
I've never been to Detroit, but I tried to talk everybody into it. And most of my friends were like, this would be a good idea, but have you been there in the winter? And I was like, yeah, okay, you might have a point.
It's so real, bro. The levels of cold get fucking...
The levels of cold.
Yeah, there's levels, bro.
Right.
Because they're on that lake, bro. That lake.
Wear layers, and then there's like, get a fucking coat.
Yeah, make sure it's a North Face snorkel.
Right.
And you got a hoodie on underneath.
Right, because that hawk come flying in off that skyscraper, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When did you get into...
I've been hit by that New York hawk.
The New York hawk?
That's what they call the wind. Come sweeping through the skyscrapers in the winter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That hawk come hit you right in the neck.
People forget, bro. Manhattan's a fucking island, bro. That wind is ripping through those blocks,
and those
bro.
tall buildings, dog, they just shoot that shit.
Yeah, bro. That's a fact.
That's a fact. What was your question?
When did you start your career as a comedian?
1988.
No shit.
That was my first paid professional gig.
What gave you the balls to do it? Were you always like the class clown? You always had jokes? What's that?
Always had
theater
jokes.
major.
It was in a theater major. And I used to work at Pier 39, and there were all these cats out there juggling and shit.
Okay.
And I saw them making cash money, right? Well, I'm just getting paid by the hour. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was like, fuck that. So I made some friends, learned how to juggle and shit, became a street performer. I was like 20.
Oh, cool, man.
So I was a street juggler for a while. And then that shit's hard to do in the wintertime, though, right? Because it's not nearly as many tourists, and it's just much harder work. But they wouldn't let you work the summer if you didn't work the winter. But I also needed some other things to do. Because that's not fair.
That's true.
Right? You can't just show up in the summertime and get all the good gigs when you weren't here in February when there were 25 people
the
boss?
Like, isn't it street shit? Or is this
it was at Pier 39. So Pier 39 is its own private entity.
Got it.
Like, I mean, if you just wanted to go do some shit in the street, sure, no problem.
Got
If you want to be at Pier 39 where they had like a little stage, that area, easier spot to get everybody involved, right? Not just standing there, everybody look at me. Fucking, which I used to do that shit too. We used to renegade some shows like that
Of course, bro.
But, so we did that, and then I was like, well, maybe I should try this stand-up comedy thing.
How'd you do?
What?
Did you bomb your first set, or you killed it?
No, I had a comedy. No, comedy. I killed it almost always from the beginning. I mean, I've had some shitty. Everybody's bomb. Like no one is.
Of course,
bomb proof. No one's bomb proof. There's always a chance every night.
Right.
Every night, even if you killed the first show, you might go out there the second show, and you never know. They might not even speak English.
Oh my God. Damn.
There's always that risk. It's the beautiful thing. My friend Cliff Barnes used to always say bullfights, high tension electricians, and stand-up comics. You have to be fully present and focused when you're at work.
Yeah.
right? And maybe professional basketball players. There's like no taking a play off. Like you have to be in the moment while you're there. You have to pay attention so shit doesn't go wrong. But yeah, no. As jugglers go, I'm a good stand-up comic. Like I don't juggle like I used to, but I'm still halfway decent. But you know, I've never been a threat to be super world-class juggler. Gotcha. Although I won the 3-ball open at the juggling convention.
3-ball open?
Yeah. No, I came in 3rd place in the 3-ball open.
That's the thing?
Yeah. No shit. Back at the juggling convention.
There's a convention for everything. God damn, yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah, of course. What, you think AVN is the only people they get to have a convention? Right. We just juggle different balls.
Right. Wait, what's AVN?
That's the adult video news. So that would be the porn star convention.
Copy that. Okay.
That they have in Vegas. So yeah, I started as a juggler and then, you know, became a stand-up comedian who juggled a little bit, and then I just became a stand-up comedian. And I used to carry my juggling every once in a while when we do like one-nighter shows or one-nighter tours where you're just in like small-ass towns. I would bring my juggling gear with me just in case. Like if the crowd was really cool, then I would juggle because it would be fun. Or if the crowd was really shitty, then I would be juggle so they would just have something to look at. I didn't have to worry about just stare at this shit for a while.
Yeah.
I remember one time I think we were in Wyoming and my juggling gear was in the truck and I was just up there flailing like they were not feeling me.
They were fucking
so
with the kid,
I threw the keys to my boy Danny and I was like, go get my shit.
Go get my shit.
And Dan went to the car and came back with my props. It's like, all right.
The emergency
here
juggling
we go.
kit.
Fuck you.
Let's go.
Let's go. He thought it was so funny too.
That's great, bro.
Bro, go get my shit, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and suffer through this. I just juggle.
What now? Okay, so you just stop your jokes and just start juggling. Like, hey guys, chew on this.
I didn't stop.
How do you segue it?
I was like, go get my shit, Dad. And it took him 2 minutes to go get it. I was like, all right, you guys, you don't want to hear these jokes about sex or weed or rednecks or this or that. I'm just going to juggle. So I juggled for a good 15, 20 minutes. And they're like, hey, all right, thanks, man.
This guy's pretty cool.
This guy's all right.
He's entertained us.
He's trying.
Fuck out of here.
He's doing his best. Yeah, like, he didn't give up.
We can clap for this fool.
I'm not giving up. Don't get it twisted, dog. We go hard out here.
No doubt.
I need you to like me. You don't understand.
No doubt. That's great, man. What, do you have like a lifesaver joke that you just fucking got in your back pocket? Like, nah, I'm about to hit y'all and bust your head open real quick.
Oh yeah, but listen, there are still no guarantees.
No guarantees.
There are no guarantees because you never. And sometimes, like the joke that you think is the one that's gonna kill is not the killer.
It's not the one,
right? Especially as a crowd that's not like too feeling you the whole time.
Sure.
And the joke that you didn't think was gonna crush it, like okay. So I have this bit. So a few years ago, I got invited to perform at Sac State, right?
Okay.
And at this point, I'm like 49, 52. So my kids are kind of in college at this point.
Gotcha.
And so I'm backstage having a little moment about like, man, maybe, I don't know if these kids are going to get my references, if they're going to do this or that or that or this. But then I have this bit about talking to my daughter, right? My kids were in the car one time. This is a true story.
Okay.
My kids were in the car. She had just come back from college. And I don't know how it came up. We were talking about pink eye, right? Mm-hmm. And she says, you get pink eye from poop. You get poop in your eye, and it causes pink eye. And I was like, and that's why you never eat it from the back.
Oh, right.
Right? So I told that joke, and the place went fucking wild.
Right.
Like all the 19-year-olds like, ah!
Let's go.
I was like, all right.
Little Freaky Friday.
I'm still relevant. Still relevant.
Yeah.
Let the professor drop some knowledge on you kids.
That's right.
This is all going to be on the final.
Man. That's true, bro. You got shit on your fucking...
Listen, you just got to soak in the hot tub like a lasagna pan for a little while before we do any of those activities.
Right. Man, oh man. Last time I got pink eyes is this motherfucker right here, bro. I pee my bro Bugs, man. We were slap boxing.
Is that? Oh,
no, we were slap boxing. Time out. Whoa. Hey, yo. No, it's good, bro. It's good.
I'm fucking with you.
Bro, I invited a comedian on the show. I'm prepared for this. I'm from
You're like, last time I got pink eye, I was with my homie. I was like, what you fucking doing? Right.
Nah, son.
Right. You break balls as a sport.
We was fucking slap boxing. And look, bro. and it was in the dark.
Okay.
On the block, and it was like 1 a.m. maybe. I shouldn't have been slap boxing.
You should be slap boxing.
And like, all right, look, I lost, but we call it 5 and out. You get slapped 5 times, you out. But like, the street light was in his favor. Like, he's in the dark, and the street light's on. I'm just saying, he had
a tactical advantage.
He had an advantage. But he popped me in my. The worst part about it is I popped my watch while we're doing it, and I stomped on the watch that I bought in Italy.
No.
My first time in Italy. This is fire IWC watch, and that sucked. And then he jabbed me in the eye pretty good.
Oh,
and I just started a job. And fucking, I got pink eye, man.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
And I called this motherfucker, you dirty motherfucker, bro. You gave me pink eye. What you talking about? I was like, yo, bro, did you take a shit before we fucking boxed full? What the fuck? Gave me pink eye, you dirty motherfucker.
Dirty dude.
And yeah, man, that just fucking just reminded me of that shit,
That'll
bro.
teach you. Don't slap box with dirty-handed people.
Yeah, just don't slap box at 1 a.m., bro.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what I mean? It's just bad timing. Bad timing.
That's fair.
And take your watch off.
And take your watch off.
I think there comes a time in every man's life where slapbox is just out. Let's just throw the gloves on. Let's fight, bro. Like, what are we doing?
You know, there are certain groups of people who like to get stoned and slapbox or spar.
Yeah.
And then there's another group who likes to get stoned and freestyle. And all of a sudden it's a cipher, right?
That's
so either like it's a spar
my crew was
or
both,
a cipher.
depending on who set it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
We either freestyle and slapbox. And that's funny you say that.
Yeah. That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
And it was Jersey, man.
That's that's
what it was.
The cannabis culture right there.
Yeah, that's it. And meanwhile, we're smoking weed the entire time, no matter what's happening. We rolling and smoking.
Weed is the umami flavor. Weed makes everything a little better.
That's a fact.
Just a little depth of flavor. How many do you need this many different ones?
No. So guests come on my show and they just leave me stuff, and they kind of just fucking hang out. I definitely don't. You can have this one if you want.
I don't really need one. But thank you, though. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. I have enough. Listen,
Yeah, I get all these
I have a lot of paraphernalia and
Look at this
gear
fucking
and
thing.
pipes and fucking.
Look at this fucking thing.
I was looking at that. It's like a 3D printed
It's crazy, bro.
sauce.
Life sauce. Shout out Life sauce, bro.
Okay, this is
My
actually
homie Life
kinda
sauce.
cool,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? Roll my joint on that motherfucker.
That's 3D printed?
Yeah.
Life sauce. That I'm not gonna lie, that's actually kind of fresh. I saw that when I came in. I was like, is the Hulk rolling your joints? I don't know what's going on. For those of you listening at home, it's 2 green hands holding a rolling tray, like a small rolling tray, like would be a 90-degree angle, 6 inches long, approximately 2 inches wide.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
It's like, and it looks like
That's
fucking the
actually
Hulk's
cool.
fucking big
That's what
old
I said.
sausage
This is
fingers.
like the Hulk. This is like the Hulk's rolling joint. Decent manicure though. I'm impressed.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad.
Life sauce.
Nice little finish.
Yeah.
How you doing?
How you doing?
No,
I
that's-
would have that.
you want to use it?
No.
Okay, cool.
It's like have that in my office like Willy Wonka.
So on your comedian journey and your travels, man, let's
Yes.
walk me through it, man. Like, how did the beginning go? How did it start going? When did it pick up? Who have you met? Some cool cats you want to mention, or give me some fucking funny comedian stories. Walk me through the journey.
So it started around 88.
Okay.
Well, that was the first paid gig was in 88 at the El Rio in San Francisco. And then, at that time there was like a comedy boom in the mid 80s. And so I started like right at the ass end of it.
Okay.
Right. But Robin Williams came out of San Francisco. Dana Carvey came out of San Francisco. My old roommate was Brian Posehn. He's on like Big Bang Theory and Mr. Show and a bunch of other stuff. And Sarah Silverman had come to visit for a while. And Jamie Foxx was out here in Oakland with, who's your boy, hanging with Mr. Cooper. Mark, I can't remember his last name right now. Never get old. And so it was just a good, strong scene, like a good, strong comedy scene out here. So there was easy to find local work, and you could go on the road a little bit. So in 1990, I came in 10th in the international stand-up comedy competition, I think.
Nice.
And then I started doing more road gigs, Seattle, Portland, Wyoming, Texas, whatever. And then in 92, I came in second in the international San Francisco International Stand-Up Comedy Competition. And then even more things. And now they're inviting you down to LA, and now you're going over to do this, and now you're going over to do that. And man, I met a lot of cats. I know a lot of cats. George Lopez was a homie for a long time. And just, All those guys. Probably like if they've been a comic since about 1990 or 92, I've either known them or I met them. I opened for Dave Chappelle just a few years ago.
Fire.
Yeah, man, I know a lot of cats. At least, did a show or smoked a joint or
That's cool.
Right,
Did you smoke with
hung out.
Dave?
Yeah, I opened for him at the Punchline in Sacramento.
Fire.
Probably like 10 years ago, but yeah.
That's
it's been
dope.
a minute.
That's dope.
It's been a minute. I think they even wrote a review in like the SNR or
No
some
shit.
shit or the SAC
Okay.
B a long time ago. It was so funny because they didn't like this one joke. And it's funny because as I was telling the joke, it was like, oh, this is probably not the right joke for this crowd. Oh, whatever,
Let it
dude.
rip?
I let it rip. I probably,
Did it work?
no. But
No.
I had a
Called
bunch
it.
of jokes after that, so it wasn't like I was closing on it.
Got you.
Yeah. I just opened, not just, but Keenan Ivory Williams was out here a while ago. I worked with him.
Yeah, if you've been
I
on the
work all
circuit
over.
that long, you probably bumped heads with most of them.
You bump into cats. You just get.
What
to
about
know
Jim
cats.
Carrey?
I did do a show with Jim Carrey
Wow.
in Stanford, like, God, 94. It was like me, Jim Carrey, Margaret Cho.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Margaret and I went to different high schools together because we're almost the same age. So we used to, we kind of started at the same time.
Tight.
There's all that Holy City Zoo and other cafe and all that stuff. Jim Carrey that guy is gifted.
Yeah.
Like, talent.
Yeah. Like
Talent.
God-given gifts.
Bro, physical, the faces,
Yeah.
the concepts, the humor, the thoughts.
Yeah.
He's a monster on stage. He's a monster. You can't go wrong. He's really
Wish I could have seen him in his stand-up days, bro.
right. I saw Bill Hicks. I rode in a car with Bill Hicks a couple times.
Tight.
Ron Schock used to come over and smoke weed.
You ever rub shoulders with Andrew Dice Clay?
Never met Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
Never once.
He's funny.
He's an East Coast guy.
Yeah, East Coast, yeah.
Listen, I liked his new show where he's kind of like,
I don't know, man.
no, but I get it and understand. And here's the thing, like, I'm very open-minded, and I generally think he's funny, but I will admit that, and this is, okay, I had to talk to myself, I had to ask myself, because I would think that all of his sexist shit was funny, but then when he'd start doing the racist things, I'd be like, bro, this is really racist.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for me.
Line, man.
Right. But then also, like, whenever he's doing, hickory dickory dock, this chick was sucking my cock, I'm like, I'm like, so what does that say about me? Where I'm cool with the sexism, but I'm not so cool with the racism. I shouldn't be cool with either of those things. Right?
So.
But I also, for some reason, I saw his sexist jokes as more of lampooning
Yeah.
the Goomba style.
Yeah.
Right? But for some reason, I couldn't get out of that to think the racist jokes were funny.
I got you.
You understand?
I got you.
Right now, Don Rickles or Bobby Slayton, look, Bobby Slayton used to roast me fucking all day long, right? And it always hilarious. That guy would roast everybody, and I just thought it was funny. He was just, being his funniest dickhead self on stage.
You know what fucked me up, bro? When I found out Dice Man was not Italian, I was like, this guy's Italian. He's fucking
No,
Jew.
he's like a little Jewish kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
he's a
it
nice
was
little kid.
the accent. It was the accent.
Yeah, he's an actor, right?
And this is like before Google. And
He's
shit, so
pumping it
couldn't,
up. He's
couldn't,
doing
like,
the
look it up.
actor.
Yeah.
He's doing the acting. So I got my tongue up this chick's ass.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, do I know you?
Oh, his crowd work was crazy, bro. He would flame you, bro. And look at this guy. What's your name? Joey? Joey. You got a big fucking head?
Yeah.
Your friends didn't do you any favors. Nobody ever came up to you like, Joey, you got a big fucking head?
Think about a hat.
This fucking guy, bro. It's just fucking so random, bro.
Just random, bro. But yeah, no, I've never met Dice, but it's not too late. We're both still alive. You never know.
You never know, kid.
You never know.
Never know. You ever meet
I
anybody?
shook hands with Willie Nelson once.
That's pretty cool.
He's not a stand-up comic, but that was cool. I opened for
He's
Weird
a
Al
legend.
twice.
What is he like?
I never met him.
Oh, never mind. Got
He's
you.
one of those guys. He doesn't come
Gotcha.
off the bus.
Oh, no shit.
Right?
Okay.
You just show up, you do your thing.
For sure.
And then he shows up.
That's cool.
But his band, he's put on one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
His band goes hard. They have to play all the styles.
Yeah, you're right.
They have to play all the styles. They can't just come out and play country music or just come out and play hip hop music. Or just come out and play pop music. They have to play all the different styles, and they're all really good musicians.
Yeah. That was interesting, his angle. And nobody's done that since. Nobody's done remixes of funny remixes
Weird
of songs,
Al is
right?
underrated as one of the few pop stars from the 80s who
even into the 90s.
Stayed into the 2000s. Listen, when my daughter was about 10, she discovered Weird Al, right? The modern, all the, bought it on eBay.
Oh, I ain't even
right?
heard that shit. I probably up on that, bro.
Right. Because you're not a 10-year-old.
Right.
You're not
Yeah, it's
listening
funny
to
when you're
pop
little.
music,
It's funny when you're little. Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, man, I love Weird Al too. Check out this shit from the 80s.
For
right?
sure,
Check
for
out
sure.
all the things, right? Like my friend Brian Posehn says, he says, I'm too old to know who Weird Al is making fun of anymore.
There you go. That's funny. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Anybody you met that like, how you meet your heroes or people you like and then they just turn out to suck?
No.
Cool.
Or if they did, I wouldn't say it. I'm not that kind of person.
Cool.
No, comics in general are pretty cool. Like everybody's got their little ticks or attitude weirdnesses and shit. But generally,
cool.
We're all pretty cool.
Yeah.
As a people.
No doubt.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some dickheads.
Sure.
But, there's some dickheads all over the world.
Of course.
Nothing you can do about it.
Just because you're a comedian doesn't clear you.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, listen.
Might actually qualify you.
Some people became comedians so they could be dickheads.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Just let it fly.
Right. Just let it fly. Oh, he's just a comedian. This fucking guy. Yeah. Dude, you really hurt my feelings. Nah, it's a fucking joke. You can't take a fucking joke.
I said all due respect. What the fuck?
I said all due respect. Exactly.
What do you call it? What about Chris Farley, bro?
Never met Chris Farley.
No doubt.
Or John Panette. Fuck, I don't even know, bro. Tom Rhodes, Patton Oswalt. He's the rat in Ratatouille. Tom Kenny. We used to do shows together. He's the voice of SpongeBob.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Right, my kids were hella impressed when they met him.
Wow, I bet.
I wasn't even there. I was out of town. They met him at some other thing. And they're like, do you know our dad? He goes, Ngaio? Yeah, he's blah, 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 blah. Like, oh my God.
That's cool.
Yeah, they were little too and super into SpongeBob. So
Tight.
SpongeBob knows you? Yeah, bro.
SpongeBob knows you.
Yeah, of course, your dad's cool, man.
Pops is lit.
Yeah, bro. I've been around.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't start out as a nerd. I did start out as a nerd, but not like a dad joke guy.
I've been in the pineapple under the sea, you know what I'm
Right?
saying?
You understand? Time or two. I've been into the bottom of a bikini before.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy.
So what's going on with you, man? What are you doing next? Where are you going?
Next event we're going to is Hashhole Island.
In November?
That's in Ileton. No, so
January or July?
actually next weekend, not this weekend,
shit.
but next weekend,
The 16th.
16th. Yeah. So that's going down. Other than that, man, I'm kind of parked for a little while, bro. I'll be going to Jersey soon. We're doing a grand opening for, I just did a deal with Cookies in New Jersey, so Good Pizza is dropping in Jersey.
Interesting.
At Cookies Harrison. Shout
Jersey
out.
has clubs and shit now?
Yeah. There's like 100, 200 clubs there now, bro. Yeah.
I was just in Albuquerque. There's hundreds of clubs in Albuquerque.
Yeah. The thing is that they're all growing the same shit. There's only a couple grows.
In New Jersey?
So they all got the same shit is what I'm hearing, yeah.
I would
Just
be
remixed,
surprised.
renamed.
Yeah,
so what we're doing is obviously I sent all my genetics over there. Well, I didn't. I don't know how they got there, but allegedly they're there now and they're growing them.
I don't know how they got there. As long as you get a cut.
You know what I'm
though,
saying?
right?
Yeah.
Show up.
See, I need to see my 10%, baby.
Something.
Nah. Yeah, everything's good. We got our West Coast cultivators out there. We grow a nice team and
You fuck with tissue culture and all that shit too? Yeah.
For sure.
Interesting.
Yes, sir.
I don't grow, but I like to hang out with growers. So
That's all I do.
I know how to say tissue
do.
culture
Half my
and pheno hunt.
Yeah, you sound pretty official, bro. You dropping those.
I used to run a magazine, bro. I used to run West Coast Cannabis magazine from like
No shit.
2008, 2009. We were one of the first cannabis magazines, like with West Coast, West Coast centric.
Fire.
I was very lucky. I got it on the how hard can it be theory. I called my boy Richard Lee, who was the head of Oaksterdam. Like Oaksterdam was booming, so he was like making money. And I was like, bro, we need a magazine that concentrates on cannabis from the West Coast, because High Times at the time was like super East Coast bias, and there wasn't, and all the like the weeklies and shit, they weren't taking ads from cannabis clubs in 2006, 2007. They weren't taking ads from those guys, right? And I was like, dude, we could do a free magazine. We could just take ads, distribute up and down through California. And he was like, all right. Open a bank account. Here's $30,000. I was like, the fuck, bro? What? I didn't mean me.
Oh shit! It's funny. It's funny how life
Right.
lands shit in your
Right.
lap sometimes.
So then
if
for
you ask
3 years, I ran a magazine, and it was a pretty good magazine.
Tight.
You know, and at the end of, you know, when we did the first issue, bro, I didn't know shit. We tried to have them printed in Florida because I thought it would be cheaper and sent out here, but then there was like a tornado and shit, so all the issues came out late. The paper wasn't what I wanted, and blah, 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 blah. You know, so I fired everybody, brought in a whole new staff, found a different printer, and then it was fire. And then, you know, 4 months later, I'd be at the newsstand looking at the magazines like, oh yeah, that's a 96 weight, 8-color glossy, 4-page insert, blah, 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 blah. Right?
all
You
the
could ask
lingo.
me that shit before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that shit 4 months ago, I'd be like, it's a magazine, right? Now I'm like, yeah, they're using 72, blah, 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 8x6 with the yada, yada. And they're like, yeah, that's a 64 plus 4. And we used to crank it out, dog. We used to put it out every month, and it was pretty good. I still got some copies.
Tight.
Yeah. And that was back in the day, too.
Circa, what years was that?
Circa 2008 to 2011, Obama
Okay.
put out a couple things happened. Obama put out a letter saying that they were going to crack down on shit.
Oh shit.
So everybody started pulling back and not trying to be so visible. And then a couple more magazines came out and started competing with me. And they competed with me on the, I don't know how you explain it. It's like the capitalist. It's like the Uber model where you come in and you just lose money for a year because you undercut everybody. Because their magazine came out, dude, 136 pages, super thick, high glossy paper. Right? I'm like, I'm looking at, Doug, there's no way for what you're charging for these ads that you can make any money. Not counting distribution or anything. You can't make any money for what you're charging on these ads, right? And they were like, yeah, you know. So everybody's trying to go with those guys because they're cheaper. But they weren't distributed as well. All their articles were shit. Don't get me started, right? And so a bunch of things conspired. So we had to shut it down. And then the magazine that tried to undercut me, after they lost $1 million, they shut theirs down shortly after me. They could have just bought my magazine. You could have just gave me $600,000 or whatever, right? I wasn't like, I got into it on how hard can it be anyway. I didn't really know how to do. You could have just called me up. Hey man, we give you $500,000 for that magazine right now, bro.
Run it.
Keep me on as an editor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For like a year.
Yeah.
Make it big, bro. Make it big.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's work together. But no, they just showed up and started, you know, like these cats, man. These cats show more money than sense, dog. All these. Cannabis has blossomed and thrived as being one of the best decentralized business models in the history of the world, right? Decentralized. Nobody needs to run all of it. Nobody needs to have all the market share in all the markets, right? It's
true.
Always better. Weed loves it when everybody gets a little cut, right? And that way you also maintain variety and everything. Like you were just saying, in New Jersey, there's 4 growers. They're all growing the same shit. This is how you end up with the Cavendish banana, right? This is how you end up with a banana that's going to be extinct in 20 years because there's a virus. This is because the banana we eat now, right? There's a lot of different bananas, but the one banana you get commercially is the Cavendish because it's resistant to a lot of shit. It's easy to ship, right? It doesn't have the same flavor as a lot of other bananas, right? We could be eating all, you know, we can't really be eating all kind of different shit because some of it doesn't ship well. You got me high right now. But
no, I like this information.
But that's the thing, right? You got these 3 growers, you got 5 companies or whatever who are going to run everything in Florida. That's how you get monopolization, and that's how you get when you just have 1 or 2 different strains. Mother Nature will always try to fuck with you. You need genetic diversity, right, in all things, right? And so these are the challenges. These are the challenges we're going to face in the future.
Yeah. I mean, that's how things were created. Varieties, strains.
Right. You can't be inbreeding shit all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Unless you're in Kentucky. Well,
That's
you can, but it doesn't always work out well.
Yeah, right.
Right?
So I've heard.
Yeah. What time is it?
So I've heard 12:39.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
We're
pretty
cooking.
good.
Yeah, we're cooking.
We're
man.
crushing it. I'm not in too much of a hurry. I was just double checking.
No, you're good. I got my eye on the clock, kid.
I didn't see a clock, bro. And I didn't want to just pull out my phone. Oh, there you go. I didn't just want to be like,
Do a little slick little look.
Yeah, I don't have a slick look. I'm pretty open-minded. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. We're good.
Put out any fires?
Everything's gravy. Okay, we're good.
Cool. Now we're going to play a little game called Fuck One, Marry One, Kill One. Not about women, though, about weed strains.
Oh, boy.
So Fuck One is like the best, I'd say the best strain you've ever experienced, the unicorn. The married one is your everyday smoke. It's kind of like your desert island strain.
All right.
You got to smoke that for the rest of your life, nothing else. And then the kill one is just like, man, I can't stand that strain. Get that shit out of here.
All right.
Hit me.
The fuck one, no one will have a reference because it was back in the 90s. It was my homie who lived in Portland. It wasn't even my homie. It was the homie of a homie who grew in Portland. Right. He harvested twice a year, right? Like on the solstice and the equinox. So we just called it Portland Magic Harvest weed.
All right.
And I was only able to get maybe a quarter ounce sometimes because it was my homie of a, like his orders were already set in advance.
Sure.
Right? So as soon as he grew it, everybody who knew about it was getting it. This weed, dude, it was a little sweet, a little skunky. It had a fantastic high. It was loud. Like I would get it in a Tupperware bag or, Ziploc. Then I would put it in another Ziploc, right? Then I would 3 Ziploc it. Then I would put it in a Tupperware. Then I would bury it in my trunk.
Yep,
my whole car still smelled like weed, right? Yep. I had a bag in my little pocket of my hoodie one time, and my homegirl from across the gym, she's like, bruh, who is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
Back when weed
was
really
smoking
smelled.
in my apartment, and my neighbor knocked on the door. Right, he's like, "Hey, I had to come by and see what was happening, bro, because
what's happening here, man? I smell it. Can I have it?"
Then we became homies. Like we were homies after that, right? He came over. He'd come over all the time. We played Madden and shit. Shout out to Morgan. What's up, dog? We're still homies, as a matter of fact. So that's the one. And he retired.
What a shame.
Retired in like 1996, 97, and so I never.
The game ain't been the same since,
bro. You don't even know. A tear comes to the eye. I'm like that Jerry Jones meme. You see him?
Yeah.
Starts to tear.
Cut it. That's it. Yeah.
Mary, I have to be a little polyamorous about it.
What does that mean?
That means that
never heard that word on the show or in life.
That means that I would have 2 true loves.
Okay, got it.
Or, yeah.
Polyamorous.
Polyamorous means more than one love. Poly,
sense.
more than one. Amor, love.
Yeah,
more than
no
one
doubt.
love.
No doubt. I put it together.
Listen, we used to just call it being single, right? But everybody's like, no, you're polyamorous.
I like it.
Are you solo poly? Are you kitchen table poly? Are you fucking...
They used to call me Polygamous Peasy.
Polygamous Peasy.
My nickname was Peasy.
Right.
Yeah,
right. He used to just call me Ngaio the hoe. No, I'm kidding.
You got a cool ass name. You didn't need no nickname. You know what I'm saying?
No one goes Ngaio who.
Where's the name?
Which Ngaio?
Where's the origin
Which
of the
Ngaio
name?
are you talking about? It's an Americanization of a Kikuyu name meaning hunger.
No shit.
No, not at all.
No shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Continue.
So
Desert Island or the Mary strain.
Purple Candy Cane from Green Shock Farms out of Mendocino County. Shout out. They're perennial top 5, top 10 in the Emerald Cup back in the day.
Solid.
They always win like the most terpenes in a strain or whatever. So
and the kill one.
Purple Candy Cane. No. I have a second.
You have a second. Oh, you have a second wife. All right, you know what?
I have a second wife.
That's cool. I ain't mad at that.
No.
Sometimes you need two.
Love is not a pie.
What are you gonna do?
It's not finite.
Right.
There's plenty of love.
Right.
My love travels all around. But
that's what I be trying to tell wifey, bro. Like, never goes well. What are you gonna do?
Hey, listen. Everybody swings different ways, and if you made a deal, then you got to stick to the deal.
I know.
Yeah.
Deals are crazy.
Listen, that's how it goes sometimes.
You know what I mean?
Blue Dream.
Okay.
Blue Dream is just a good, solid, dependable. If you get a good Blue Dream, and it goes, every once in a while you're like, man, stop smoking Blue Dream. I smoke that shit all the time. You get tired of it.
A lot of people said that.
And then you find a good one, like somebody you knew grew it. Or
Preferred Gardens has a good one. Look out for it.
Exactly.
Preferred Gardens.
Everybody knows who's got a good one. And you smoke a good Blue Dream, you're like, man.
If I could get some, I'm gonna hold it for you. I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah.
Because I hate Blue Dream. I'll gladly give you all of it.
I understand, but a good Blue Dream, bro, I
liked it when it came out. Just got played out.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, though.
It was dope.
But hey,
We're spoiled. What are you gonna do?
Everyone's you and me are definitely
We're so
spoiled.
fucking spoiled.
We're definitely spoiled.
Yeah.
Like I got a weed fridge.
I literally have more weed than I can smoke. I have to give it away. I have
Give out so much
to give it away, bro. I have to.
all the time.
Have to.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Exactly. A weed that I don't necessarily need to smoke anymore, any longer. I don't know, man. I don't really hate.
Like, what kind of terps don't you like? Like, is it like orange terps, lemon terps, like
Okay. I'm gonna
Jack
put it this way.
terps.
I'm gonna put it this way. I don't really need 32% THC in my flower.
Okay, you want something a little more chill.
Way more chill.
Way more chill.
Come to me at 17 with a bunch of terpenes. Come to me at 19 with a
That's same.
Listen, I used to put out a pre-roll from with weed from Green Shock Farms, and I can't remember the name of the strain, but it tested at like 18%. It was some of the strongest weed I ever smoked in my life. I would tell people, I was like, don't let that label fool you, dog.
Nah, bro.
Once you hit
It's
it,
about the terps, bro.
it's about the terps. It's about the terps.
Yeah.
So to me, all that THC does, it just gives me a little anxiety sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to watch the sunset. I'm not really trying to think about all these things.
Yeah.
So come at me with 19%. Come at me with 25%.
I feel that, and the way it was explained to me was like THC is the bus and the terps are the driver. You know what I'm saying? So I
a good
believe
way to
in
put
my
it.
weed nerd mind, bro science, straight bro science, is the terps are the feeling that you get and the feeling you come back to, and you like
They
or
are.
dislike.
And they
You know
have
what I'm saying?
different flavors or different aromas, right? Because weed loves us.
Exactly.
And that's why you smell one
Exactly.
kind of weed, you're like, oh, that's the one I want. Because you like
Exactly,
myrcene,
bro.
or you need
Thank
osamine,
you,
or you
thank
need
you.
beta-carotene, or
Yeah.
whatever that terpene is,
Yep.
you can smell
Straight
it in
up.
that bag.
Yeah, that's what the industry needs to be pushing. That's what the bud tenders need to be pushing, not the THC.
But they don't sell it deli style out here.
Nah,
Like, they
that's the
still
problem.
sell it deli style in New Mexico.
That's
You
fine.
go to
That's
Albuquerque.
the best. It's the best.
It's the best.
I moved here. That's how it was, bro.
Listen,
the tail end of that
it's
shit was great.
also maybe a tad bit of a health hazard. We can't
No, it
be
was,
having
it was.
everybody
I mean,
sticking
yeah.
their nose in the
Sure,
jar.
sure.
I get it. Yeah.
That would have definitely been deaded after
I mean-
Corona. After Corona would have
Yeah,
ended all that
right,
shit if it wasn't
right,
already. You feel me?
Right.
God
But we
damn.
have to stop treating it like cigarettes, and you have to treat it more like fancy wine or tobacco
That's a fact.
cigar.
That's a
right?
fact.
It's not just the brand is
These
the
ain't
brand.
Newports,
Or this
homie.
is the right. It's not a Big Mac, dog, where it's
Yeah,
gonna be the
right.
same all the time constantly.
Exactly.
Right. So
Exactly.
now you got to learn to trust. Since you can't smell it yourself, you got to trust the grower. You got to trust the company.
grower
you
and the
gotta
brand.
Trust the label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we don't miss, baby. We don't miss.
Good pizza, bitch.
Good pizza. How you doing?
How you doing?
If there was a strain you could bring
Cadre.
back, what would it be? That's one of my cultivators. Shout Cadre, my cultivators
Big up
and
Cadre.
partners.
I would bring back
Sponsors too.
pre-98 Bubba Kush
Ooh, you bad motherfucker, boy.
and a heartbeat.
Thank you for that. I'll dap you up for that one.
I also think that California and America in general needs to bring back the haze, right?
Which haze we talking? Because
Well-
you know where I'm from.
Any kind.
Talking about Piff, Purple Haze,
I was just
Cuban Black Haze.
No. Like the crazy. I was just talking about
Amnesia
how much
type shit?
Amnesia,
Yeah.
Barcelona
They still got-
hazes,
they
those
still got it.
Spanish
They still got it.
hazes, bro.
See, I can't do that one, bruv. I
Listen,
can't do
they
that
make
one.
me a little tweaky. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
tweaked
lie.
out. That's what I'm
I'm
saying,
not gonna
bro.
lie. But sometimes I have a lot of shit to do.
No doubt, no
right? Like,
doubt.
okay, when I'm in Barcelona, maybe I don't want to be full of amnesia haze, fucking
For sure.
gacked up, waiting for the bus or whatever. But maybe if I'm home and my place is a mess and there's some paperwork and some administrative tasks,
Mm-hmm. There
some
you go.
executive function tasks that I need to do, right?
There you go.
My boy gave me this strain one time.
It's a place and a time.
Right. My boy had crossed like this old school land race,
Okay.
Thailand race.
Fine.
Super thin, sativa leaves, right? It's sativa style.
No doubt.
With a train wreck, which is also
Holy
known.
shit.
Right? And so he gave me a jar of it. And that weed was good, but it would just make you do stuff. And so sometimes my homies would come over and we'd be smelling weeds, whatever. Which one you want to smoke, man? They were like, I want to smoke this one. I'm like, okay. But the visit's going to be short because you're going to go home and do shit you were supposed to do a while ago. No, man, I came to hang out. I got a few hours or whatever. Okay, bro, whatever. And we fucking light the joint and hit it. And then 20 minutes, standing up like, I was supposed to go to the post office, man, and I really got to go and do this thing, and I was supposed to fill out this form. And
Mind racing.
Right.
We're not chilling at all.
We're not chilling. We got shit to do.
Yeah,
I forgot, dog.
All of a sudden.
Right.
All of a sudden.
I was like, I told you, man. See you later. I also have
later.
shit to do now, too, because
Yeah.
we smoke that same joint. I'm
So,
going to clean up these
that's
dishes.
funny as
I'm
fuck,
going to vacuum.
dude. That's funny as fuck. I love that.
I appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Right?
I fucks with it.
Yeah. I definitely say that shit. Also, just straight blueberry,
Oh, fire, bro. Fire.
right?
DJ Short blueberry,
like
yeah.
DJ Short blueberry, right?
was lucky
Champagne.
enough.
Let's bring them all
Oh,
back.
you smoke champagne?
Smoke champagne, baby.
Shout out to Pelly, man.
Bring them all
You was
back.
you from the era, bro.
I'm from the Bay in the 90s,
Come
bro.
on,
We
man.
smoked
That's
champagne.
ill. I don't have too
I
many
remember when
guests that have
Trainwreck was
experienced
invented.
that.
I remember when White Widow. I was in Amsterdam when White Widow started to get popular. I come out to visit Amsterdam, and my girlfriend at the time came back to the houseboat. She's like, "Pow!" I was like, "What's this?" She's like, "White Widow."
Bro,
We smoked the shit.
that shit was so
good.
yo, the name was so epic. I
Right.
was little when I was out.
Right,
And it was
right.
like the only crew we get it from is the biker gangs, bro.
Oh no shit.
Swear to God, bro. Hells Angels in Jersey, shout out, had it, bro. Or the Pagans, either one of the two. Sorry, I don't mean to
No, hey, don't
mix
say
them up. I was young, bro,
Get out
and,
here,
and I know it was the bikers. We do call it the bikers.
the bikers. Got
The bikers always had the White Widow, bro.
That's
In
hilarious.
my neck of the woods.
Champagne, White
man.
Widow. Sometimes I just miss that Portland Magic Harvest that my homie used to grow. My boy
Yeah.
John Hudson, Dr.
I
John
thought you were
Hudson.
gonna say that. To be honest with you,
I don't know. I
because
think
you
that
really
one-
only supposed to give me one answer, but you give me good answers, bro.
that
So I'm
one
letting it
needs to
ride.
stay a legend. Listen,
Let
I
it
smoked
slide.
a lot of weed, man. I can't.
Yeah, you OG, man. I let the OG
you know,
slide.
you can't
bro.
have one
Been
favorite
around, too.
child,
Right.
right?
That's true.
I'm here for the weed
That's true.
too. Like
That's true.
I've dedicated my life to cannabis. You understand?
shout
Like,
out, bro.
me and weed had a
Same.
talk, like consciously, not just like, oh, I kind of fell into it. I was like, no, I'm
Oh, I
going
fell
hard
in.
for
I
weed.
fell in.
You know, I mean, I started out as just an activist or whatever, but like
Yeah.
me and weed, like we're homies now, right? I
Yeah.
go hard for the plant on
No
like
doubt.
some hippie shit.
No doubt.
Not
I
just
see
on,
you at all the events, bro. I was
Right.
like, who is this fucking guy?
Right. It's not just because I like to get high and shit. Like
Yeah.
I'm on the Jack Harrow train. Like hemp can save the planet, right? Weed
dope,
is
bro.
good for everybody. You need the ashtray, bro.
I just
Okay,
sinned. I just sinned.
So
That's fine.
You know, I don't really always get into my little woo woo or whatever, but
No, it's
I
cool,
believe
man. I
in the
dig
plant
it, bro.
as a
Bro, my
metaphysical
mother's a
device.
hippie, bro. She still goes
Right.
weed. She's 70 fucking one.
Exactly. And
I mean-
old stoners are always cuter than old drunks.
That's a fact.
That's a fact and a half.
Yeah, for real. That's a Snapple fact.
Yeah.
Let's talk weed etiquette. What is your weed smoking, rolling, whatever pet peeve? What grinds your gears?
Don't get lipstick on the joint, but that's
That's a good one. That's a good one.
But
We'll take it.
I don't even really care
What's your favorite place to smoke?
wherever I am.
I like it. Favorite munchie food?
Ooh, it's changed because I'm older now. I try
Maybe
to
in
have,
your heyday.
I try to have healthy snacks in the house.
Nah, no, I get that, bro.
I love a peanut butter and
A
jelly
lot of
sandwich.
the older kids are saying that, bro. I asked Styles P that.
Because
He's
if
a
you
fucking-
fuck around and leave all that junk food in your house, you will eat it all.
know,
And
that's
then
a
at
fact.
your checkup, your doctor's like, hey,
Okay.
your hypertension is a little crazy, and we got to check you for the
true. That's
prediabetes,
true.
right? But I will say this, though. The Marie Callender peach pie that you used to get at Costco,
Ooh.
bruh, we would plan ahead because they would take 45
That's
minutes in
right,
the oven.
that's
So
right.
you preheat the oven, put that
Yeah.
shit in there, session up right quick,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And then by the
That's a
time the
fact.
munchies kicked in, you're like, hey, hey.
Oh, yeah.
I will also fry a chicken. I give a fuck.
I will fry a chicken.
I will fry a chicken.
Well, hold on.
I'm a
Before-
good
before
cook.
you any further, the next question is: what's your middle of the night? You're creeping through the kitchen. You're a scumbag, and you know that guilty pleasure. You see it on the counter. You're knocking the whole thing down.
See, I can't have food that keeps on the counter like that. I will eat a whole bag of chips. I also
you're a chip guy.
I
You
will
see the
also
chips, it's
I will
slowing
also
down.
polish off a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream without a problem. I used to eat a pint of Ben and Jerry's
Oh yeah,
every
yeah.
day.
Don't you
Every
hate
day.
reading the label while you eating it though? Like a fat
Servings per
fuck?
container,
You're
4.
Like, damn dog.
4. I'm 4
It's
fucking
really-
people.
It's really 600.
I got a whole bit about that.
Or
I was like,
1,000
it says, what does it
Let's
says?
just pretend it's just the 150. It says on the left side.
It says servings per container 4. I'm like,
4.
ha, shit, I'm 4 people. Right? Like servings per container 1. I open the Ben and Jerry's and I throw the top away.
yeah.
Right? It's not coming back.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not
That's
coming
gangster.
back. We're
That's
about
pretty
to eat this
gangster.
whole fucking thing,
Yeah.
dog. At least back then.
That's like
now I have like 1 or 2
Yeah,
bites and then I'm sleepy because
that's like opening a bottle,
blood
looking and
sugar.
throwing the cap.
That's what I'm saying.
We're doing this.
We're going hard, dog. Go
Yeah.
hard or go home.
Yeah.
Don't muck about.
Yeah. If you could smoke with 2
Talk
people,
about-
one that's dead, one that's still alive, who would they be?
Oh man, I would like to smoke a joint with Richard Pryor.
Fire.
and I'd like to smoke a joint with Barack Obama.
Oh, solid answers.
Thank you.
I'd definitely be in that life with y'all if I was allowed.
Yeah. Or Michelle Obama.
First-
She'd probably be funnier.
So, yeah. So Barack is coming
She would have some shit to say too.
Yeah, she's ill, bro. I fucks with her, bro.
Yeah, I ain't mad at her.
I've heard some dope talks with her. She's very intelligent and
Hell yeah.
got a good head on her shoulders.
She could run for president if she weren't already so tired of the bullshit.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it was a first for Richard Pryor, but I've heard Barack before come up as for Smoking Pals.
Yeah.
Well, before we get up out of here, brother, I got one
those
more
are all the
question
questions. Okay,
for you.
one more question.
I mean, I could keep going.
I
could fire off
them
another
off.
20.
Fire them off. Well, let's go. Maybe 10 or 15.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
10 or 15.
All right. So now we're gonna shout your favorite plug from back in the day. Who took care of
Dr.
you?
John Hudson.
Dr. John Hudson. Huh?
Also shout out Janet. Also shout out Doug. But Dr. John, it was the wildest thing because it took years, like super old school style,
Yeah.
right? Like he would come to Comedy Day in the Park, which is where they still do it in San Francisco. It's probably like the 30th anniversary, 40th anniversary, 45th anniversary, something like that now. So they, like on a Sunday, all the comics from the Bay, from San Francisco come out and do like a free concert at Hippie Hill, right? Mm-hmm. So he would come out every year. I would see that guy, and me and him would smoke a joint. And then one year, he's like, hey, man, I want to give you my phone number. You should come over, right? I was like, all right. And it turned out he lived like right around the corner from me. And I went to his house, and he had a grow. Like he showed me, right? Because it's like the 3-year rule. I'd known that guy. We'd at least chopped it up, and he'd seen me talk more and more about weed every year.
Cool.
Right. He was like, that guy's cool, because shit was still hell of illegal. They were raiding cats. Cats were going to jail. Brownie. Everybody was going to jail.
Real time.
Right. Right. Real talk. Cats were going to jail. Like, hey, shout out to all you new guys, and I appreciate you. We still need activists.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
But remember, people went to prison. Cats went to prison.
Yeah.
Big up my boy Luke and all those cats at Profit Brands. Cats went to prison. Shout out my boy Virgil.
Luke Scarmasso,
Cats went
right?
to jail.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah. So remember that. But he had like a whole grow like under his house in the back, and he's growing 3 or 4 different strains. He had started growing weed because his sister told him that she had cancer, right? And so he started growing weed to help her because he had read all these things. And then it turned out she had lied about it, but it also turned out that he was a really good weed grower. So he was growing weed for a lot of the clubs, and man, he just grew some of the best. And he never really named them. I'd be like, what's this one? This is S. Like, okay, bro. What's this one? This is A. All right, bro. It's fucking delicious stuff, whatever it is. This is John Hudson's weed. He passed away a few years ago, man. I miss him. Shout out John Hudson.
Well, since he passed away, June 16th, National Plug Day. Light a joint in memory of him.
I will light a joint in memory of John Hudson.
Yeah.
I will. June 16th, National Plug Day.
National Plug Day.
Fantastic.
Also,
Where will I
Pac's
be?
birthday, if you forget.
I'll be on my way to
You're on the way to Washington?
some casino near in Seattle. Yeah. Or I might be in Oregon. Probably around then. I'm probably working my way up to Oregon.
Cool.
Shit, I got to put that together. I got to finish
Put
that
it together,
off.
kid.
I'm working on it, dog. Don't rush me.
Yeah, I'm not rushing.
No, actually, do rush me a little bit because
Let's speed it up, kid.
June is almost here, dog. We can't
come
be
on now.
fucking around.
Gemini
Yeah.
season. We about to be real
Very
annoying, so
excited.
buckle up.
Very excited.
Yeah. You fuck with psychedelics?
I like mushrooms.
Do you have a crazy psychedelic story for us? Like shit got a little out of hand, took a little too much. The micro is a macro. Or maybe you just sent it and you asked for it.
This is actually just an edible story.
Okay.
Taking the Greyhound bus 3 a.m. to Portland.
Edibles get weird.
Right? It didn't say that it was a lot of milligrams on the cookie or whatever, right? I figured I'm just gonna eat this. It's just gonna knock me out.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna sleep on this bus.
Perfect.
I'm gonna wake up in Portland and go get breakfast, right?
Yeah.
Whatever that cookie was, it was existential crisis time where I had to think over everything in my whole life and all this shit. I'm a professional. I've been high before. I managed to work it out.
No doubt.
Right? But there were
But
like
it was work.
20, 25 minutes where I was like, bruh. And I'm on a Greyhound. I can't just be like, pardon me, Mr. Driver, I'm hella high right now. Can you help me out? They'll kick you off. And so now you just hella high in fucking Rogue Valley, Oregon. Right? I'm hella high in Grants Pass, no car.
That sounds weak as fuck.
Right. So it was a challenge.
No doubt.
So I
No
worked it
doubt.
out. And then Doug Stanhope used to throw a party in Death Valley in Panamint.
Okay.
For a whole weekend, and you go out there and you stay in the cabins, and drugs. And this is where I met a guy one time. I met the dude, and you know, I'm generally a weed smoker. I will take a few mushrooms. I definitely did a bunch of mushrooms that weekend. But I met this guy. I can't remember his name. I met that guy, and I was smoking a joint at the time, of course. So I handed it to him. I was like, hey, man, you want a hit? And he goes, no, thanks. I don't do soft drugs.
Oh, excuse the fuck out of me, sir. No disrespect.
Yeah, right. My bad. We'll definitely be on opposite sides of the room.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
Because I turned into a nerd when they bring the cocaine out. I'm like, I got violin lessons, you guys. I can't stay.
No, good. Nerd out, bro.
I don't fuck
You
around.
ain't missing nothing, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm hyper anyway. I've been hyper my whole life.
Bro. It's not a good time.
Some people love it, man. Some people do
love it. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Man, I've dabbled before. Fuck.
I never really.
It was around me a lot.
It's also one of those things too, because what if I've never quit shit that I liked, right? Yeah. I don't really like being drunk, so it was easy not to be a drunk.
The thing is, you're gonna like Coke, but in 20 minutes you're not gonna like it because you're gonna feel like shit and you have to do more to like it. It's fucking horrible.
That doesn't seem like an exciting idea.
You're an instant fiend. As soon as you start doing it, you're a fiend in 20 minutes. This is what happens to people.
Same way with crack. That's how they get
Same way with crack, bro. It's worse. It's worse. So I've heard. I've never smoked.
But I always tell people, like,
thank God.
People don't do drugs because they're bad at first.
Nah,
the bad part comes later.
And it's crazy because, like, in Dare, they tell you try it once, you'll be addicted for life. Now, they're not talking about all drugs. They don't tell you that. They're talking about crack, heroin, and meth, and now fentanyl. Like,
coffee.
You're going to like it, and you're going to be fucked up, and the chances are slim.
Listen, a friend of mine, I know this sounds weird, he smoked crack by accident one time.
That happens too. I've seen that movie, bro.
He smoked it at a James Brown concert. He just thought it was weed at first. He just saw a dude hitting a pipe. He's like, hey, man, let me get a hit. And then I had asked him, I was like, how was it? He's like, you know what? That shit was pretty good. I actually went back to get some more, but he was gone. I was like, good, dumbass. Man. Don't you know how drugs work?
Yeah,
right?
Bro.
The first hit is always free, Playboy.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
Come on now.
Right? But he probably wasn't thinking rationally.
No doubt.
He was thinking.
No doubt. It happened to my cousin.
He's on the steps to crackheadity. Crackheadedness?
That's the thing.
The state of crackhead.
If you could pick one person to be your mentor, anybody in the world, who would it be?
Living or dead?
Either one. We'll sweeten the pot.
Benjamin Franklin?
Why not?
Do well by doing good. He was pretty smart. He did a lot of different things. One of the few founding fathers to not own slaves. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe him.
Cool. I fucks with it.
Yeah. But on the flip side, if there's anyone I could mentor, I would like to mentor Elon Musk.
You would like to mentor him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Some people pick him for that question.
No. I don't. I think we can learn things from each other, but I think he could learn more from me.
Okay. Cool.
I could help him achieve his goals.
Shout out to Joe Rogan for getting him high, bro, on his podcast. That is so legend. And shout out to whoever, well, I guess it was just a still, but like they get the picture was crazy.
It's a good look with the look.
The fucking eye up, bro. Like, holy shit.
That's pretty good.
Man. All right, before we dip up out of here, man, if you could go back to the young you, the day before you hopped off the porch and jumped in the game, what advice would you give you?
Buy a lot of Bitcoin when it first comes out and hold on for dear fucking life.
Damn it, that's probably the best answer, bro, and that's happened 3-4 times now.
I would also say,
I'm gonna have to agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree.
Yeah. I'm also gonna say take a marketing class.
Yeah.
I think younger college me would have really enjoyed a marketing class, knowing the line of business I was gonna be in.
Sure. You realize later in life how important that is. You know, I did anyway. You know.
I mean, I knew how important it was. I did too. I was a business major, but still, I really, until I was in the thick of it, in the trenches. Right.
Like,
I feel you.
Damn, there's a lot goes in. A lot goes into marketing.
A lot goes in.
You know
Right.
God damn.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have learned this myself.
Exactly.
Now I just pay people to do it for me.
Can you loan me some money so I can pay people to do it for me?
Nah, son.
I
ain't got
loan.
It. We ain't fully funded yet, bro. We're almost
we need
there,
sponsors.
Shout out to my sponsors,
what's your commission? Because I'll get you a couple more.
It's good, bro. I'll cut you in.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah. Talk to my people and then talk to my people.
Yeah, man. You people call my people, we fucking talk. Listen, we'll just set up, we'll have a meeting.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll have a proper sit down.
We'll get a meal.
Yeah, of course.
I like to eat.
You never do business with nobody unless you share a meal with them.
Hey, listen, you gotta, exactly.
Come on, man. Nothing changed but the weather.
Changed. You gotta talk about it.
So listen,
yes, sir.
If there's anything or anyone or where can people find you, shout it out, man. Let the people know.
I got the Instagram, listen, it's Ngaio420, Ngaio420 on all social medias. I spend most of my time on X, although I shouldn't. I'm also on the Instagram. I like to lurk on Snapchat. I'm on Facebook. I got a Patreon. You can find my Patreon. I have a presence. I'm the third most popular Ngaio on the planet.
Fire.
You know.
Hell yeah.
It's like a park and an author and me.
Okay. Okay.
NGAIO. I got a YouTube channel. I'm actually going to go home today and put some more shit on my YouTube channel. So watch that too.
When are the next shows coming up? Maybe shout out some shows.
I got a bunch. Where I'm going to be. Mostly June. Tri-Cities, June 19th and 20th, Tri-Cities, Washington. I'm doing a one-nighter tour through Texas and Oklahoma starting June 4th. This will all be posted. I'm waiting for the confirmation of all the days. This will all be posted on my Instagram and things like that.
Cool.
June 11th, I'm at this other gig dude, how do you expect me to remember all this shit?
How about the website?
NGA, just go to my Instagram. It'll take you to everything else.
There it is. Go hit the Insta.
Hit the Insta. Follow me on Insta. And then I will, matter of fact, if you send me a message saying you follow me on Good Pizza, I will follow you back.
Say less. My bro, thanks for coming out, man. Big respect, man. Thanks for
Come
coming
back
through.
anytime you need me.
Yes, sir.
Ask some new questions. We'll do all the questions.
All right, bet. Yo, so you already know, Ngaio, Good Pizza. Shout out to all my Patreons. Shout out to everybody that subscribe on YouTube, man. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. Hit the comments. Let us know what you loved about this episode.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
see y'all soon, man. Peace, love, good pizza. We up out of here.